I purchased these cookie cutters from Target. I found them in the bullseye section for only $3. The reason though I bought them is because they offer so many different size hearts in one pack. I use a lot of cookie cutters when it comes to making felt food. So today we're going to learn how to make Valentine's Day pancakes. So I'm going to start with the smallest heart and use that as a template for the top of my pancake. I'm using a disappearing ink pen that I got from Hobby Lobby to outline the heart on a tan felt. I use the purple side more than the blue side. I've noticed that the blue side doesn't fade all that well, so keep that in mind, especially if you're working with light colored felt. But once I finish the outline, I'll move on to cutting it out. And then from there, I will start to work on the base of the pancake. Here I'm using the third biggest heart outline and outlining it on cream felt. I will need to outline 2 hearts to make the base of just one pancake. But once I have cut out the base, I will then take the top tan heart and glue it onto one of the base hearts. This will just secure it while I'm stitching it all together. I then will take my needle and my matching thread, and I go ahead and I start from the back of the pancake and come up through and along the edge of that tan heart. And then I will take my needle and I'll push it back down into the felt. This will create your first stitch. I then move my needle over just a bit and do the same thing. Now you'll do this stitch all the way around the tan heart. But once I'm done, I will then flip it over and I will want to secure all the stitches that I just made. So I will take a little bit of felt, and before I pull that thread all the way through, I'll put my needle through the hoop, not once, but twice, and then pull tight and then cut off the extra. And there you have the face of your pancake. So now we move on to connecting the bases together. You'll want to line up both of your pieces and then take your needle and your matching thread and you put it between the two and pull your thread through. This will allow you to hide that knot that's at the end of your thread. And then from there, you can come up and over the edge and you'll make your needle go through the top and out between the two pieces. This is the start of what is called a blanket stitch. From there, you'll move the needle over a bit and push it through both pieces. And before you pull that thread all the way through, you'll run your needle through that hoop and then pull tight. I use a blanket stitch on all my felt food. I feel like it's the cleanest stitch. I feel like it's a pretty stitch. So it's just my go-to. But you're going to do this stitch along the whole outside of the heart. But once I get closer to that beginning stitch, I won't close it just yet because this is where I want to add my stuffing. I do this to give the pancake some fluff, but you don't want to overstuff it because you don't want to pull too much on your stitches. But you just decide how much you want to put in there. The polyfill I use is just the basic polyfill, nothing special. You can get it at any craft store. I purchased mine at Hobby Lobby. But after I'm done stuffing, I just move on with finishing up my blanket stitch and closing up that hole. I will usually stitch 2 to 3 stitches past my starting point. This just makes sure that everything is secure. But once I get to my last stitch, I will then take my needle and I put it through the hoop, I'll run it through that hoop, not once, but twice before pulling it tight. This will create a knot in that thread. And then before I cut off the extra, I'll just run it through the pancake and then cut it off. But there you go. You have your first pancake. And now you can like jazz it up with like different toppings. Like you can do these little chocolates, or if you don't like chocolate, you can do fruit. I've done bananas, strawberries, blueberries. You can also throw whipped cream. I did a video on how to make whipped cream on there. So hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for tuning in.